Okay, today we are solving linear equations. First, we're going to start out by solving 4x minus 9 equals 39. Okay, and the way we solve this is that we have a goal. So if we solve this based on this goal here, okay, the first part of the goal is to get the variable on one side of the equal sign. So if we look at this example that we have, the variable, which refers to x, is already only on one side of the equal sign. So the x is only on the left, there's no x on the right side of the equal sign. So this part of the goal is accomplished. So we have to work on the second part of the goal, which is to get the variable by itself. Okay, right now the variable is not by itself. It's on the same side of the equal sign along with -9 and +4. And it's important to observe of how these numbers are connected to the x. So for the -9, or the 9, is attached to the x by subtraction. Okay, and the 4 is attached to the x by multiplication, because 4x is the same thing as saying 4 times x. So in order to get the x alone, that means we have to move the -9 to the other side of the equal sign and the 4 to the other side of the equal sign. Well, math is not magic. There is a process in order to move those things to the other side of the equal sign. We move anything we want to the other side of the equal sign by doing the opposite operation, also known as the inverse operation. So if we're looking at -9, which is the same thing as saying -9, negative and minus mean the same thing. That means we're going to be doing the opposite of minus. The opposite, or the inverse of minus, is to add, is plus. So instead of doing -9, in order to bring it to the other side of the equal sign, we are going to do +9. And what I do on one side of the equal sign, I have to do the exact same thing on the other side of the equal sign. So I'm also going to write +9 on the right side. Okay, so now I have -9 plus 9. Okay, what's -9 plus 9? That is 0. So because we know that 4x plus 0 is still 4x, we say that -9 plus 9 cancels out. So that's what we mean by when we say cancel out. It means that it's 0, and when we add 0 to something, it doesn't change anything. So generally we won't see anyone write the +0. Okay, we just say that it cancels out. So now we have 4x is equal to 39 plus 9, which is 48. And remember, our goal is to get the variable by itself. That's what we're working on. The variable x is not quite by itself yet. It's still attached to this 4 by multiplication. So we have to move the 4 to the other side of the equal sign by doing the opposite of what's here. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide by 4. And what we do on one side of the equal sign, we do the same thing on the other side. So now we have 4x divided by 4, and 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. So we get 1x. But because we know 1 times anything is equal to itself, we know that 1 times x is still x. we just say that the 4 divided by 4, we say that it cancels out. So this is another area where we say things cancel out, but in this case it does not mean that it's 0. It means that 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 1 times x still is x. Anything that you multiply by 1, it still remains as is. So generally you will not see people write the 1. So that's on the left side. On the right side, we have 48 divided by 4, which is equal to 12. So here we have it. We have solved for x, or solved for the variable. As you see that we have accomplished our goal of getting the variable by itself, because now the x is all alone on one side of the equal sign. Okay, let's try another example. Negative 6x plus 7 equals 25. Okay, so again, we look at our goal. Our first part of our goal is already accomplished. That's to get the variable on one side of the equal sign. You can look here and notice that x is only on the left side. There's no x's on the right. So that part is taken care of. We have to get the variable by itself. So the variable is attached to the 7 by addition and the negative 6 by multiplication. So we're going to move the things that are attached by either addition or subtraction first, and that's this positive 7. So we'll do the opposite operation of adding. We're doing minus 7 on both sides of the equal sign. Plus 7 minus 7 is equal to 0, so we say that it cancels out. Then we have negative 6 x is equal to 18. And again, we want that x by itself. The x is still attached to negative 6 by multiplication, so we'll do the opposite of multiplying. We're going to divide by negative 6 on both sides of the equal sign. Negative 6 divided by negative 6 is equal to 1, so we say that it cancels out, and we're left with x. On the right side, we have positive number divided by a negative number, and that's going to give us a negative number, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. So there is our answer. X is equal to negative 3. I hope this helps. Stay tuned for another video that will show us how to handle equations that have the variable on both sides of the equal sign.